Hi guys, it's nighttime. Just got back from my friend's place. Just finished watching Happiest season. Should have fucking written that down. Trying to figure out new ways to prop up the camera where it's not like down here and looking up at me, because that's like kind of bad. Right now you're propped up in my like fake flower vase. And I have some flowers like holding it up on both sides, so hopefully that's better and more ideal. I want to do a bit of a movie review for y'all for the Christmas movie Happiest season, because this movie was a roller coaster. Like, what an interesting movie. It came out in 2020 as far as I know. And the plot is these two lesbians, her parent, keep in mind, one of them is Kristen Stewart. Abby, played by Kristen Stewart. She has had her parents, they died, I think, around the holidays when she was 19, 10 years ago. And then her girlfriend, Harper, is like, babe, come home for the holidays with me and meet my family. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love Christmas after this. Keep in mind, they've been together for like 2 years, actually indeterminate amount of time. It's enough time that Kristen Stewart's thinking about proposing to Harper, okay, on Christmas. But she has not met her family, okay? Maybe this is less of a review and more like a synopsis and then live commentary on what I'm thinking. So spoilers for Happiest season from this point of the video onward. Maybe I'll put a timestamp of just my final thoughts, but maybe it's all spoilers. So as they're driving to her parents' house, right? Harper's driving Kristen Stewart, and she's like, hey babe, remember how I told you, like, I came out to my parents last year and it went really well? And Kristen Stewart's like, yeah? While being bad as fuck the whole movie, by the way, just bad as fuck like the whole movie. She's like, yeah? And then Harper's like, so I actually didn't tell them, like, at all. Can you just pretend to be, like, my roommate? Like, I'm gonna come out to them after the holidays. It's such a stressful time. And, like, you shouldn't be mad at me for not coming out to them and then lying to you and then making you come on this fucking vacation with me where you have to pretend that we're not dating. You have to be nice. And Kristen Stewart, the angel and the saint that she is like, yeah, okay. Keep in mind, Kristen Stewart was just gonna stay home and like pet sit for people. She's got her gay best friend pet sitting, and he's not qualified. Okay, and he's not qualified. But anyways, they get to their house, and she's got like 2 sisters, and one of them, her younger sister, Jane, is like obviously autistic, kind of like the ignored one of the family. Very likable character. Her dad's running for mayor, so appearances are everything, obviously. And then her older sister, Sloane, is like dropped out of, or got her law degree, and her husband was like top of Yale, also got his law degree, and they both stopped practicing law to do some like gay bullshit, and have 2 evil children. So as this movie progresses, Harper, Kristen Stewart's girlfriend, Abby's girlfriend, continues to ignore Kristen Stewart at every fucking turn, whatever it takes. Her parents ask her to do something. She's like, oh, I've got to go do this. I've got to. Her parents invite her ex-boyfriend from high school that she went to prom with, and they're just chatting it up. And this is getting to Kristen Stewart, okay? Seeing her girlfriend not talk to her, but instead her ex-boyfriend, like, you think that's not getting to her? So she starts chatting it up with Harper's ex-girlfriend from high school, and by the way, it's Audrey Plaza, by the way, and she's bad as fuck too the whole movie. named Riley. Her character's name's Riley. And Riley and Abby, Audrey Plaza and Kristen Stewart are chit-chatting at like a bar. Like they run into each other again and they're chit-chatting at a bar. And she's like, yeah, like Harper, you know, me and her dated, and then we would pass little notes back and forth to each other. And then one day they found one of my notes to her, and she pretended, she was like, yeah, she's gay and she's bothering me, and I can't believe she's like kind of harassing me. So it makes you believe like, oh, so Harper's just gonna do this to Kristen Stewart too. And meanwhile, they're at the gayest bar anyone's ever fucking been in. The drag queens are singing beautiful songs about Christmas. And Audrey Plaza moves. They're sitting in a booth. She moves from her side of the booth to go sit on the same side of the booth as Kristen Stewart. And you're like, wait, is this movie going somewhere? Like, are we gonna get Kristen Stewart and Audrey Plaza cheating scandal on Harper, who's ignoring her bad fucking girlfriend, like her beautiful, beautiful fucking girlfriend? Like, you're joking. But maybe, right? Maybe. And then Kristen Stewart gets a text from her girlfriend, and she's like, I've gotta go. And she goes to the straightest bar ever, literally called Fratties. And it's her girlfriend, the ex-boyfriend from high school, and her two friends who don't know that she's gay either from high school. And then Kristen Stewart shows up. And she's like, at some point, like time passes, and Kristen Stewart's like, I think I'm gonna go home. And Harper is like, I think I'm gonna stay. Like, is that okay? Like, is it okay if I stay for a little bit longer? And she's like, yeah. And she goes home without her girlfriend. Her girlfriend stays till 2 a.m. to keep hanging out with her ex-boyfriend. And you're like, now, I do believe Harper's a lesbian, okay? I do believe that she had no ill intent and had no interest in getting back with her ex-boyfriend. But it is a bad look. It is a bad look. And again, really getting to Kristen Stewart. Okay, really getting to her. She calls her gay friend, and she's like, I need you to come pick my ass up. I checked the Uber cost. It's $1,000. Come pick my... She doesn't even, you know what? She doesn't say come pick my ass up. She just starts complaining, says the Uber's too much, and then that's that. Okay? But her gay best friend, John, his name's John, he's picking up what she's putting down. She needs to go the fuck home, which is why I was saying this whole damn movie until Audrey Plaza came into the scene. I was like, wait, maybe let's not go home yet. Wait, maybe let's see this one through. Wait. So it was all culminating in the big white elephant party that Harper's mom hosts every year, right? And again, Kristen Stewart and Audrey Plaza chatting it up at the party. And I'm thinking, okay, they need to go to the room that Kristen Stewart's staying in. They need to, Kristen Stewart needs to be like, I can't watch her chat with her ex-boyfriend anymore. And I need Audrey Plaza to be like, here, let's go somewhere where it's quiet. Let's go somewhere where it's quiet. They go down to their room, and they have a little girl on girl action, which the movie's not afraid of. The two girlfriends made out in like one of the first scenes of the movie. Okay, so we're not afraid of it. Okay, we're following. Like, this is what makes sense narratively. Like, they have so much more chemistry than her and her girlfriend do. Okay, but instead, her gay best friend shows up. Okay, and he's like, we're getting you the fuck out of here. And she's like, yeah. And her girlfriend Harper is like, wait, where are you going? And she like follows her down to where her room is while she's packing, and they like talk about it, and she's like, okay, I'll stay, because she's a little angel, and Harper doesn't deserve her. Also, might I add, dressed for this party, like, oh my fucking god, like, oh my, like, go look that shit up. That shit is crazy. And so they're about to kiss, and then Harper's older sister walks in, who she's beefing with constantly, and sees them being gay. And she's like, oh, oh. And so they start beefing. She's like, no, you can't tell my parents. No, you can't tell our parents. I was going to tell them after the holidays. Please don't ruin this. Please don't ruin this. She's like, oh, no, it's fine. You've just been gay and like hiding it this whole time. It's fine. I'm sure that's going to go over really well for you. And then as they're fighting, come to find out, they find her husband making out with some other girl in the fucking like pantry closet. Like, what? And so now they both have dirt on each other. And they start, like, actually physical altercation in the middle of Christmas. Okay? Physical altercation. And I just want to say, in the middle of all of this, during the White Elephant, Jane, this beautiful youngest daughter, neglected youngest daughter that she is, just a little awkward, has this huge fucking flat gift as her white elephant, and you see someone open it, and it is a beautiful painting of Main Street of their town. It is beautiful and huge, like must have taken, she said it took 100 hours to do, okay? And in the middle of their fighting, Harper, Kristen Stewart's girlfriend, takes that painting out of whoever got it for White Elephant and smashes it over the head of her sister, Sloane, like tearing the painting open in the process. And they're still fighting. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Cut it out. And whenever she does that, Jane goes, like, stop. Like, I spent 100 hours on that, and I get that none of you guys care about anything that I do, but, like, I really put effort into that, and I'm sick of you guys excluding me. And then she starts fighting with them too. And it's like, okay, all right. So Kristen Stewart's gotta get the fuck out of there, right? Okay. Or with Audrey Plaza, like, now's the right time to sneak off, right? Okay. But instead, her and her gay best friend go take a little walksy walk, okay? After all that. Okay. And he's like, well, how did your parents react to you being gay? And she was like, they were supportive of me. He's like, that's great. My dad didn't talk to me for 13 years after I came out. Like, everyone's walk is different. And she's like, I just want to be with someone who is out. Like, I want to be with someone who's ready to be with me. It's like, you know what? Because some self-respect, Kristen Stewart. Yes, you do deserve to be with someone who puts you first. Okay, so you go back to the party, and the dad is like, Sloane, I can't believe you would lie about your sister. Like, he completely believes Harper's lie. Harper lies and is like, she's lying about me being gay, which is just like what she did in high school with Audrey Plaza. Okay, so they come back from the walk, and she's like, I'm gonna get my things. And Harper's like, wait, Sloane was right. I am gay. And Kristen Stewart's like, it's not enough. I'm going. And it's like, thank God, leave her. And actually, you know what? At that exact moment, I did feel a little bit bad for Harper. It was like, that is a really hard position to be in, especially whenever you're your parents' favorite. Like, that's a really hard position to be in, okay? But you weren't ready for Kristen Stewart. You weren't ready for all that, okay? If you weren't ready to come out to your parents, then you weren't ready for all that, okay? And now you're bringing her in all this. But I do feel bad for you. That's a really hard position to be in. And just for it to feel like it's met with, like, disinterest, probably really hard, okay? But, you know, because it's a Christmas movie and it's starting to trend this way, you start to think, wait, so Audrey Plaza and Kristen Stewart aren't going to get it on after all? As, again, the only two people on screen with any amount of real chemistry, any amount of real romantic, interesting chemistry, and again, would be a very, very, very beautiful couple, might I add. So yeah, Kristen Stewart changes her mind. And they spend Christmas together. And everyone else in the family ends up like confessing, like, you know, like I wanted so-and-so thing, or I'm this thing, and I'm just not perfect, okay? We're all not perfect. And they all love each other. And they spend Christmas together. And then a time skip happens. And Jane has published this book that she's been working on, and it's doing well. And you can see that fucking Abby and Harper, Kristen Stewart and Harper are engaged now, and the movie ends and it's happy. And that just doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit wrong with me. It's just that like the movie didn't construct itself in a way that made you want to root for that as the ending, at least in my personal viewership experience. If you guys have somehow seen Happiest season, or whatever the fuck the movie's called, and have differing opinions, I'd love to know. But that was my personal opinion, and I wanted to get that off my chest while it was still fresh. Yeah, I just thought, no, they just don't have any chemistry. Maybe at the very, very beginning of the movie, but then she treats her like shit for like 90 minutes. Like she's like second best, or like a shadow for like 90 minutes. So I would watch this movie exactly how many times I've watched it. Once was a very interesting roller coaster, because I kind of didn't know where it was going. Like, I really didn't. I really thought maybe they are gonna break up. In a Christmas movie, I should have known better, but I thought maybe they are gonna break up. Okay, so maybe they had me fooled. Okay, but you know, it's a Christmas movie, so they stayed together, and it all worked out beautifully in the end. But I still maintain my belief that have I been saying Audrey? I meant Aubrey. Aubrey Plaza, like from Parks and Rec. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. I should have just been using their character names. Aubrey Plaza. My bad. I still maintain the belief that Abby and Riley should have hooked up at least. And maybe for that relationship to have ended. But I don't know. That's just me. Anyways, thanks for listening to another girl vlog. Let me know what you think, as always. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Wait, who does that outro?